Greetings there, my fellow builders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Mind Over Magic, Episode 16, New Foundations. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to harvest all of these crops rather than destroy them. And if they spawn, like, if they spawn the plants over again rather than the seed, I'll just destroy the seed. So that we can make room for foundations. It would also be a good idea to start working on the wands we need for the next tier students. So we're almost done with Cronebug. And I had mentioned to hatch the Cronebug, we're going to need nature, water, and earth. So we have the nature wand unlocked. It's here. We don't have the earth wand unlocked. Which is, where is the earth wand? Here it is. No, we have the earth wand unlocked. We don't have nature wand unlocked. It might be worth attempting to get a good earth wand student that could replace Locke. But then we're probably not going to get nature, and we're but yeah, that's food for thought. So I'll have you guys polled on that. Should I attempt to get a gifted tier 2 earth student as a replacement for Locke? So what we're really looking for to replace Locke is someone with high speed. I mentioned this before, but for your tank, you want them to cast armor before the enemies start attacking. So, and the earth armor ability is not affected by power. So power does not matter at all, really, for earth casters. Just speed matters. And Locke's speed is pretty dang high at 35. So it's going to be very hard to replace Locke, but it would be great if we got an earth student with like armor tier 2, which is a stronger armor spell. So that's really the would be very, very helpful for battle if that's something we found. And we're getting oozes. Oh, jeez. Shield is still, like, cleaning up. So species that have speed would be Wolfkin, yeah. Wolfkin are a lot faster than the others. Oh my god, so many oozes. Okay, Cronebug pen is done. We have it. I'm also going to need to harvest a lot of runewood for it. So it's also chicken and the egg. In order to do the Cronebug pen, we're going to need someone who has high enough nature skill to get the runewood ahead of time. So what I should have been doing, and I kind of forgot, is to get a student ready to become a faculty member so that they can do the runewood harvesting. There is another route to that, which is we could go the quilting beasts instead. So I'll poll on that as well. But it looks like we're going to try to get someone to replace Locke for Earth. So in order to do that, we're going to need mana potions. Let me make sure that the quilted beasts can harvest runewood. So the quilted lumberjacks have a skill of 4, I think. It doesn't say what chop skill they have. But I think it might make sense to try to get a nature person as well, that or at least someone that has the skill to be able to harvest those rune woods. Oh, and Kai is running away. Oh my god. Chat, why do you keep voting for me to not expel him or let him die? It's funny, there were so many YouTube comments of like, oh, just keep Kai on until you can fulfill his medallions. It's like, no! I cannot stress enough how terrible of an idea that is! And now you see why. This is a tier 3 battle, and it's like, no, I'm just gonna wait until he faints, and then we'll go fetch him. Because holy hell, is it annoying. No, we're not rescuing you. You can suck fog gas until you get knocked out. I have a bunch of wormweed already, so we don't need that for the res. But like, Shield had spent literally the entire day cleaning up Kai's mess and isn't even done cleaning up because he puked up a bunch of oozes that then broke a bunch of things and then caused more oozes to break more things, and we're just in a perpetual cycle of cleaning up his mess. I see the crow, I don't care. Gremlins. Yep, he is single-handedly holding up the school's progress. Absolutely, that is correct. If you have a crappy student, that's exactly what happens. So this is a retaining wall to keep the crow away from the crops. And then I'll have to destroy the bitter rice plots and move them over so that they're not covered up by the sun here. But what we could do here is just stick a little wall here. And then a door. And that will keep the crow away from the crops. There isn't a random event which will cause crow to spawn basically inside your base. There are some counters to that. But I just figured it's worth mentioning. This method isn't foolproof. It's just pretty good. And we can plant like wormweed or whatever we want because we'll have a lot of outside farming space that is relatively protected. Now, there is a disadvantage to this, I will add. As you go wide and you annex space, you end up in a situation where the wild plants that would otherwise be free to harvest without tending start to disappear because you're taking over their natural habitat, for lack of a better term, biome, whatever you want to call it. So if you're relying on... Oh, he's out and he's not even downed. If you're relying on, gutberry vines, because they're the ones that spawn closest to your school for fog repelling, once you start expanding your foundations, you are going to run into a situation where there's not going to be a lot of wild gutberries for you to even harvest. So if you go do the route of you know, expanding in the way that you see me doing here, you are going to have to accommodate for that by either stop relying on the wild crops or planting your own crops, tended crops, to replace what you have pushed out of the natural habitat. So we got the pick-me-up potions, and then you guys wanted me to attempt... I'm probably going to want like a Nature 2 as well research, so I'm going to get lighted up next so that we can get greenhouses, and we can potentially get a better runewood harvester, because we're not going to have a Cronebug pen without that. He is getting close to graduation, I guess. Sort of. He's very wounded and needs medical rest. If I was... And I'm going to be nice to him. I'm going to let him just drink rejuve potions so he doesn't lose his mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is as far out as it's going, and then this space will be reserved for farming. Because there's a bunch of more advanced crops that we'll eventually get that can go in those spots. Hype train for when he graduates? Oh, I'll be happy. I'll tell you that much. So let's go ahead and queue up the recharging potions and do until we have 10 of those, because they are required for every tier 2 wand, because we can actually start to work on the tier 2 wands, because I actually need a tier 2 I need a tier 2 teacher to be able to harvest the runewood. So needs to come before the pen, because I forgot about that requirement. And I'm having a bunch of hunting going on right now, so I have the Viscera to push back the fog. Hey Starman, thank you for the resub. Welcome to the stream, man. We'll do the rappel now. Yep. There we go. So this is the width of our school. I'm probably not going to go beyond this point. Feel a little bad for Kath, who has exhausted sleep, but... Oh, and Drake. Oh god, everyone. Just to keep laying it on. Oh, and a gremlin. It gets worse. I think what I'll do is shield. Temporarily haul everything. Oh wow, I'm getting Rancor crystals? Jesus. Those are high-level battles. I don't think anyone's in a position to get trapdoor vines, but it wouldn't matter, because there aren't any to be got. There's a foggy crystal, bleak, animus, smoky. So there is one smoky, which shield can go for. And as soon as we have some potions of recharging, I will aim to get nature and earth students, gifted ones. Okay, so research is done for the nature wand now. And also that gives us glass roof. So I'm thinking, what do I need next? Oh, I need big windows. There's no point in having the frosted glass without windows for it. But I do think that it might be worth... So the huge windows are the most... they're the most cost-effective, which is here. So yeah, I'll get the huge windows. I'm just trying to think if there's other things that I have overlooked that need to come sooner. But no, I think that makes the most sense to get next. Even though I'm not going to be using the huge windows for a bit, because the Chromebug pen is behind a bunch of prerequisites. Now there is the... I could try for a tier 3 fight, but I think that more than likely, especially if Kai attends with his like misfire chance of 45%, it's not going to end well for me. It's going to be a wipe. And yeah, these battles are optional, but they just give big rewards. So I get like Sculptstone, Mana Crystal, eyeballs from that one. I would get Smoke Pearl, eyeballs, Mana Crystals, right? So if you choose to take these fights, you get rewarded for them, but it's not worth it if you don't survive them. And the ranker fights are really hard. They're not to be taken... well, at least on my difficulty. I'm on the hardest difficulty. So they're very, very hard, and they're not to be taken lightly, because you'll just end up dying, and it'll be a waste of time. He's very close to graduation, though. Very close. So, Drake, I want you to be on construction with Cathanon and Locke. Because we can kind of leave Mike to be the researcher. So here is going to be the outer extent of our school. So we'll enclose this, and this can be a wandery, which is a specialized wand room where we like grow trees and make wands, or it could be a Chromebug pen. It'll probably be a Chromebug pen. Oh, Kai is having his like I lost count. 7th, 8th break risk. I'm not even sure anymore. I'm also kind of surprised that everyone needs sleep so often. I'm giving them like the right amount of hours of sleep, but they keep coming back with like, oh, I'm gonna go crazy if you don't give me more sleep. That's a you problem, not a me problem. Now the other thing that we could do is the salle à manger and the yeah, so in these spots here, I'm gonna put the salle à manger and the which is the dining room for staff, and the common room. So that's kind of what I'm planning. But we can think kind of ahead in doing that. So if we do, let's say, the common room on the left, the common room needs to be private, elevated, and towered. So elevated means nothing below it, and towered means nothing next to it, above it, or beside it. So in that case, we would probably want a support column here, ending in a wall, and then a roof so that the common room doesn't have buildings built beneath it. So that the area above it can be elevated. So I'll design the room below it with that in mind. Uh-oh, Mike is... I think their sleep needs is a result of doing the fog ritual in the night, and it caused them some distress. shield. I think we need to have you clean and then haul. We have oozes that are breaking things. And likewise, I'll probably have it be more or less symmetrically identical on the other side using this design. Oh, wow. The fog ward. We didn't even make it to it in time. It's fine. It's not a problem. But yeah, you can see how dirty the Lavalina Sty is. It is a filthy facility. So if you have this facility above ground in a room, because you can always put the Sty like outdoors, right? Like it doesn't need to be enclosed, it could be outdoors too. The disadvantage of being outdoors is when it rains, the things around it will be destroyed unless you have a roof over it. But down here, it won't spawn oozes. Oh! We have more runaways coming in. Like, that really helped me with Kai. But maybe these runaways are going to be not as moody. So we have Taylor, also a Dark Wander. I'll look at their medallions in a minute. And Uz, an Earth Wander. Oh! We have an Earth Wand Wolfkin. Nice. Nice. Okay, so let's take a look at their trials. Oh, Lord. Petting bees 3 times for conviction when cleaning. Speed. So this is the earth. Speed, which is incredibly important. So has to be fully rested, tranquil, and full at the same time for a speed boost, mana boost, HP boost. That's pretty easy to do. This adds dark skill cap. Not helpful unless your dark skill... Yeah, so that's 1 to 2. That won't matter at all. Immune to becoming wet. That doesn't matter too much. This is a defeat 2 or skull higher. That's pretty easy to do. And you move faster outdoors. That's actually pretty handy. Defeat a 4 skulls. Forget that. And the bonus to that is cooks faster. That doesn't matter. And then eat honeyed gruel for water skill cap. Your water skill cap's level 1, so that won't matter. So the only ones that really matter is the Great Day, I would say. That's the only one that really matters here. The other ones are the ones that are easy to do we could do. But the Great Day is the one that adds speed, bringing speed up from 20 to 26. And 26 is probably going to be enough to outpace most enemies. It's not quite as fast as Locke's 35, but trying to get as fast as Locke is going to be hard. So Uz is a very reasonable replacement for Locke. And you have a Earth skill of 5. So that will give you Earth Armor 2, which is a 120 armor with 3 taunt, which is better than Locke's 60 armor with 2 taunt. So that's the big bonus there. And then Taylor, let's analyze you. That's a lot more mana. So boosted mana. Doesn't really matter if we're not using the Dark Wand student for spellcasting. This is pretty easy to do for a little bit of speed, power, and mana. This is impossible to do. It would be nice, but it's just not going to happen. Defeat a level 1 with no one going unconscious is really easy to do for speed and power. Defeat 2 skulls without potions. That's pretty easy to do. You move faster indoors. That's okay. Not doing level 4. So forget that. We'll never get done. And then this is eating honeyed stir fry. And it gives you wreck fills twice as fast. That'd be nice. But I don't have dragon walks yet. Uz's had a eat honey gruel. We already have... No, we don't have honey gruel. But that's water skill cap. So yeah, the medallions aren't that important to do. And the ones that are useful are pretty easy to get. But yeah, that's really cool. Really cool that they came in. So at least for right now, have them both take care of the beasts. And the real advantage is, like, they won't be as moody as the Raven Cultist, who has a permanent -20 on top of being a tier 3 wand with another minus 20 means that Kai is at like a permanent minus 40, which is just such a pain until you have the infrastructure for it. That's the thing, is like high level students, until you have the infrastructure for it, are like quite the burden, as you may have noticed. So I'm trying to rush to try to get the infrastructure to accommodate higher level students and faculty. But nothing can get rushed all that fast when you're like dealing with bad, problematic students that constantly have mental breaks, which is Kai in a nutshell. Wouldn't Taylor be better in combat than Bordrake? Dark magic's pretty worthless in combat, so no. Bordrake sucks and needs to be replaced at some point, probably, but Fire is a much better school of magic in the long run. It's just Bordrake is a level 1 wand with no gifts and has a max level cap of 3. So, like, Bordrake absolutely needs to get replaced at some point, but not with Taylor. Dark is not a good fighting school. The fighting schools of magic, in my opinion, are Fire does incredibly high single target direct damage at higher levels. Lightning's really useful for isolating problematic people that are in the back row. Water is pretty powerful for low mana cost, high damage spells if they're backliners, if they are in the back row. And then Earth, of course, you need for tanking. Like, I can't even imagine trying to play without Earth tanks. It would be maddening. We are almost out of wood. The Lavalina Sty, one of the ramifications of the Lavalina Sty is because you're converting your wood into like iron and stone. The recipe calls for wood to be turned into iron or wood to be turned into sculpstone or regular stone. It's useful, but you'll find yourself in situations where you run out of wood regularly as soon as you get a Lavalina Sty. And yeah, Taylor would be way better to keep than Kai. I mean, we already voted that Kai's getting graduated, but, you know, Taylor will be useful for that purpose. Speaking of which, Kai is running around vomiting oozes up everywhere and causing enormous amounts of damage to our bedrooms and conservatories. All the more reason to ditch him. Students can clean. Yes, they can clean, they can haul, they can repair, they can ward. They can charge, they can tend. So, speaking of charging, Taylor wants to charge 3 times. I can hammer that out right now. So let's do refill. Refill, refill. And then Uz, you want to pet beast? That's going to happen. You're already a third of the way there. No problem there. Actually, one could argue that for Taylor, I'm going to stop Taylor right now. Because it's so easy to do the last charge that if she ever becomes frustrated from a lack of purpose, from a lack of getting medallions, I can just, boom, have her charge a lantern, and she loses that purposelessness. So it's actually probably better for me to just wait on that one. It's going to be harder for me to wait on the creature comforter, but what I could do in Uz's case, or Uz's case, is to tell him not to do beast care. And then if he ever becomes purposeless, I'll tell him to do beast care, and he'll... So it's useful to have those really easy medallions banked for the situations where they are upset, and you can just add a whole bunch of happiness to them all of a sudden. Prize on death's door. I guess he's so close to graduating, like, okay, I care, but like, oh my god, I hate him. Oh, yeah, we don't have enough wormweed pods. He might just die. I will send Kath out and Lock out to harvest them quickly. I don't know if there's going to be time. We'll see. Of course, Kath and Locke are like going crazy, being asked to work way beyond overtime because of the worst student in the history of all of our students. No, he's dead. There's 40 minutes left. Yeah, he's just dead. I think. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dead! Thank God! I mean, I'm so sorry that you died. Oh, boy. Alright, so we're gonna need barium. I have a modest grave for him. So I will put a modest grave here, I guess. Oh, how'd you get it? Oh, because we don't have the wall built. Yeah, alright, that checks out. Okay, shield. Bury Kai. And I'll hold a funeral tomorrow. So, the conviction penalties. In mourning, -10 for 2 days. For all of our teachers and all of our students. So even after death, he's a pain in the butt. That's right. Calling out the dead. Alright, let's hold a funeral for him. Well, Shield, you don't care. You don't have feelings, you're a ghost. And the speaker will be Mike. Alright. He has been, you know, buried or whatever. And his grave will grow hallow lilies. Our only other source of hallow lilies was the founder grave. So it's actually kind of useful for people to die if you want hallow lilies. Which is crafting material for like fancy rugs and carpets and the like. So we're literally going to step on his memory is what I'm trying to say. When we harvest the lilies and turn those lilies into carpets and rugs, I'm going to clean my boots on his memory as much as I can. I'm not worried about these being unreachable. Actually, it's going to be annoying. Alright, so the next thing I want to do now is to summon, so teach the runaways and summon a tier 2 nature. So the tier 2 nature, do we have the, oh yeah, we have some potions, cool. So what I want to do is I want to make a tier 2 nature wand so that they, and graduate them quickly. Well, yeah, no. Yeah, well, I'll make, there kind of is an argument to be made for the M to be tier 1 nature. So hear me out. The lower level wand they have the happier they are. So if you take a look at like Locke, like the lower level wands means they don't have penalties to their moods. So like Mike, having a high level wand, has the -20 conviction of volatility because they're attuned to, and the fog bothers them or whatever. So there is an argument to be made of just going for a level 1 nature wand with a gifted student, because a level 1 wand with a gifted student will have level 4 nature, allowing them to cut down runewood trees, but they wouldn't have the mood penalties of being a level 2 wand user. The advantage of level 2 wand user is they might have higher level nature skill, being able to cut down trees quicker, and their fog repelling rituals would be stronger. So what level nature wand should I go with? 1 or 2? There's honestly an argument to be made for both. So I figure I would explain it to you guys and have you guys decide. What research did we just get? Exotic reagents? Oh, nice. So that is the huge window in the ignium recipe. I think at this point, it might make sense to get better food, too. You know, we have all these potentially level 3 teachers coming in, and if we don't have better food available for them, they're going to be very fussy. And I don't want more fuss. Fuss sucks. So yeah, I'm getting Dragon Walk. Alright, one more minute to devote in this poll, but it looks like level 2. We have a combat. This is a level 2 poltergeist. So let me take a quick look. Defeat 2 level 2s without using any potions. Defeat a level 1 without anyone going unconscious. Killing blow on 3 level 1s. And defeat a level 2 without anyone going unconscious. So, yeah. I could take either Tayla or Ooze. And I think I'm going to take Ooze. So I'm going to fight this with Ooze. It's a battle. Ooze in front. And Ooze is... So he wants killing blows, which is a little tricky to do, or defeat without anyone going unconscious. So I think, because this is a level 2 fight, he's going to go for no one going unconscious. Got it. And you guys want a level 2. So, added that to the poll. I was tired of having those big alerts, so I got rid of them. Alright, so Ooze, we are going for just no one going unconscious in this fight. His killing blows will come later from clearing out this garbage. The ward fight garbage, which is really easy to do. They're only level 1 fights. So here, as you can see, his fight order, he no longer goes before Cathanon, but he still goes before the 2 enemies, which is useful. So that's what the speed is all about. So now you can Earth Armor himself. If there's a possibility of him getting a killing blow, I'll take it, but like not at the cost of him getting hurt or us losing or anything. And the other thing that's really useful for your tanks is mana pool, because if you're fighting like torch snuffers, or if the fight goes for a long time, they will be drained of mana and either have to continually drink mana potions or be recharged by teammates. So that's another thing to consider for your tanks. It's like, I can hit recharge here to give him a little bit more mana, but like it'd be better for him to just have a really nice mana pool on his own. And he did have some trials that gave him a lot of mana, so I can get those done. Alright, I'm gonna have him get the killing blow here. So I'll just pass. This is an easy killing blow for him to rack up. Didn't cost me anything. Nice. So that's one trial down. Nobody got knocked out, so he now moves outdoors faster. And then a third of the Reaper trial done. Thank you for tuning in to Mind Over Magic, which originally streamed live on Twitch, April 23rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits, so thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow magic users.